some places you can get it right away. Some places, it all depends on how much money you want to spend and how long you want to wait in line. So I was sending all these things to my wife as she was running around with my kids trying to get all done. So she calls me and she says, can you meet me downtown? There's no line, and I just got Jake and Dutch's passports. I was with Kemp. Meanwhile, this all started because Kemp's the one that needs a passport because he's playing basketball and he needs to get a passport to play in Canada. So I grab Kemp. We go downtown. It's right across from the ASU Walter Cronkite building. There's a post office right there. It's an old post office. Walk right in. There's no line. It's incredible, actually, that there's no line. I can't believe there's no line. So the guy takes us, we go up and he's like, you guys here for passport? Yeah, come on up. So we start doing the passport thing, and he gets it all done. And then they ask Kemp, because Kemp's 19, we're just there as his parents, he's an adult now. They ask him a couple questions. And the question number one, did you have an appointment today? And it's on the computer screen. And he says, no. And the guy behind the counter goes, what? You didn't have an appointment today? We can't do this. You're supposed to have an appointment. And appointments are like months in advance, which has been the problem for us the whole time. And I look at him, I go, are you kidding me? I'm like, my wife's like, I was just here earlier with my two other boys. You guys got us right in. And he goes, they didn't ask you if you had an appointment? And he's like, no.
Oh, no.
And I'm just like sick to my stomach, right? And then he goes, he just goes, all right, well, you're this far. So, and then it turns out the other guys did some things wrong on the other kid's passport, so he fixed that. Then he did the stamp, and he goes, okay, you're in. And he goes, I feel bad telling this story, because he didn't know what I did for a living. He's like, please don't tell anyone that we got you in. He goes, there used to be a line of people as if you're at an airport waiting on standby to get in here. Please don't. And I'm like, okay, I won't. And we're walking out of the post office, and my wife's like, that's amazing. Can you? And this older woman is trying to walk out of the post office, and she can't push the door. It's like she's pushing with her shoulder, but it's like something's wrong. She can't open the door. So we open the door for her, and she comes out, and she's like kind of falling a little bit, like she's got no balance. And I touch her on the shoulder, and I said, hey, can I help you down these stairs? She's like, no, it's okay. I've got the railing here. I'm like, okay. We start walking down the steps. My wife's like, can you believe that happened, that we got in there? Isn't that amazing? God is good. And the woman collapses.
Oh, no.
And falls down 3 or 4 flights of steps.
Oh, my gosh.
And I turn around and I go, my God, you said you had. I go, here. I grab her, I pick her up, and I'm like, where are you going? Let me take you where you need to go. She goes, I'm staying at the Valley Ho, right? And I'm like, or the Westward Ho. I'm like, okay, where is it? It's right across the street. It looks like, I don't know the hotel, but I feel like it is probably a place where a lot of homeless people live or something, right? So I take her, and my son Kemp grabs her by the other arm, and we walk her into the hotel across the street, and she can barely walk, right? And she's a little delusional, and I'm like, do I need to call you an ambulance? And she's like, no, it's okay. So I get her into the lobby of the hotel and set her down on a chair, and then there's the guy that's behind the window, like in the movies you always see behind the window, and I'm like, hey, this person, he's like, we got it. So Blake and I leave with my son Kemp, and we get in the car, and she's like, that was amazing that we did that. I'm like, yeah, it just, I feel so bad for that lady. We go to Reset, which I told you about. It's in Scottsdale, where we do cold plunge, infrared sauna, and she's there and she's filming and semi being annoying. And after we were there, she goes, let's go to Chipotle and get something to eat. So we go to Chipotle and we order food for all 5 people in my family. And I told you about this Chipotle was so slow until this one guy showed up.
The new manager.
I found out his name is Batier. The place is humming. We order our food, and it's fast. It's the fastest Chipotle. They give good portions. I feel like it's a secret Chipotle. It's on Thomas. So I see the Batier guy in the back making this huge batch of guacamole, and I'm like, hey, man, you changed this place. You're amazing. He walks over to my bill was $56. He walks over, plugs in the code, boom, takes $30 off my bill.
My goodness,
Dang,
you're lucky day.
My wife looks at me and she goes, there's no reason we're not winning the lottery tonight. There's no reason. We got in the post office for the passports.
She's right.
This Batier saved us money on Chipotle. We're going to win the lottery tonight. So with that, was that over $1 billion. I have no idea who won the lottery. So tell me that there's a ticket was sold at the Safeway in Arcadia on 48th Street.
Nope.
Nobody won.
No!
Nobody won.
But there's no reason. My wife said there's no reason.
Well, wait, though. So, now the jackpot's at $1.25 billion.
Dang.
And check this out. There was one $5 million ticket sold in Pennsylvania, and 4 of them sold in Arizona. Wow.
For how many?
4 $5 million tickets.
Can you believe I won $5 million to help that homeless lady across the street?
Oh, there's hope.
I'm going to go across the street today and start helping homeless people across the street.
No, I'm walking fine. No.
I got to make it $5 million. Oh my God, I've never heard that. So excited. They say what city? What if I win?
I didn't say what city, just Arizona.
Wow, man, what a hoot.
Yeah, what a day.
Yeah, I know. Shout out to Batier at Chipotle.
And Kemp can go to Canada, is what we're learning too. He's going to be able to go to Canada.
Yeah, unless they did something after we left. Those guys can't get in here.
Or something now that he said, don't tell
Don't tell
anyone.
anybody. God, mother. I just felt like it's not like like when he said, don't tell anyone, he meant my friends.
Right.
Not broadcast it over.
Not us. Clearly not us.